Ngalakin kadijan nyunga boja.
Okay, so today we are going to have a look at 3 more types of questions that we can put into our formative exam. So we're going to go to edit the test. So the first two that we went through in the previous video was looking at the hotspot image of the brain. The second question we wrote was the jumbled sentence, where we had a drop-down list to answer 3 parts of this sentence. And the next one we're going to have a look at is matching. So to make a matching question, we first put in our title. We put in a statement telling our students what we want them to match. So in this case, I want them to match the nerve to the foramen. It traverses in the skull. I'm going to allow partial credit if they get less than the complete question correct. And we have 4 question answer pairs. So the first question answer pair is the foramen magnum and the accessory nerve. The second answer pair is foramen rotundum, and that's the maxillary nerve. The third question answer pair is the internal acoustic meatus and the facial nerve. And the fourth is the superior orbital fissure and the trochlear nerve. And you can see that each of these has a partial credit value of 25% because there is 4 of them. So if we wanted to make these 1 mark each, we'd have to make our total question worth 4 marks. But at the moment, it's just worth 1 mark. We can tell it how to present the answers, and we'd like them to be presented randomly so they can match them up. And then we can enter our feedback that we want to go to the students for our correct and incorrect answers. If we want to, we can add some categories and topics and levels of difficulty. We don't need to do that, and we can press submit. So that is a matching type of question, so another automatically marked question. The next one that I created was an ordering type of question. So an ordering question is where you have to have a list of structures and you need to put them in a certain or particular order. So this one is a slightly higher order question. So this time we're having a clinical vignette and we're asking the students to tell us the correct order of structures that a needle will pass through when they're performing a paracentesis. So we have entered the answers in where there's 9 different layers that it's going to pass through, and we have entered the correct order of structures down here. So there's 9 different layers, and then when we go to put in the answers, the display order. So we've got our correct order, which is the correct position the needle is passing in on our left, and then we have our display order. And you don't want your display order to be the correct order, so I like to put them in alphabetical order. So you can see that's being put in alphabetical order there on the right-hand side. So we'll press submit, that one's finished. And the last type of question to show in this example is number 5, which is an either or, agree, disagree type of question. So if we go and have a look at that one, we have made a statement. So Michael Rosenberg is the head of School of Sciences, and we have a variety of answer choices that we can have. And today I've chosen agree or disagree. So the students have the option of agreeing that Michael Rosenberg is the head of School of Human Sciences, or disagree. The correct answer is agree, and we hit submit. Okay, so now we have our 5 questions for a total of 5 points in our exam. So let's go and have a look what it looks like for the students. So clicking up here to go into student mode, going down to our content area for our formative exam, clicking on our formative exam, and it will load with the screen that is shown to the students. So giving the description, the instructions, the time limit, and how it is submitted. So it's a forced completion, and students have to click Save and Submit. So we click Begin. This is what the students will do. They have got a time bar coming up the top here that shows the time limits that they've got. So they're going to go click through. So the first one was a hotspot image. So clicking on the midbrain on the MRI below. So clicking in there. Question 2 is a drop-down list. So we're filling in those blanks for our jumbled sentence. So Professor Amit Shakma is the new Vice Chancellor of the University of Western Australia. Question 3, match the nerve to the foramen it traverses in the skull. So we have the foramen listed on the left-hand side, the nerves on the right-hand side, and in our drop-down list we're going to have the number that matches up to the nerve. So the foramen magnum has the accessory nerve, so that's number 4. The foramen rotundum has the axillary nerve, so number 1. Internal acoustic meatus has the facial nerve, which is number 2. And the trochlear nerve is going through, number 3. Okay, number 4. Our 40-year-old patient presents to the ER with abdominal pain. CT is ordered and shows abdominal ascites. You perform a paracentesis. What is the correct order of tissues that your needle will pass through to get to the ascites? So firstly, it's going to go through the skin. Then it's going to go through the fatty subcutaneous layer, then the membranous layer. Then it's going to go through the external oblique, so we're up to number 4. Then it will go through the internal oblique. Then it will be going through the transversus abdominis, so we're up to number 6. Transversalis fascia, number 7. The extraperitoneal fat, number 8, and then lastly going through the parietal peritoneum. All right, and the very last type of question that we had was a either-or statement. So it was asking or saying, Michael Rosenberg is the head of the School of Sciences. Is that agree or disagree? That is agree. We can save all answers and submit, pressing OK. So we've completed that in 2 minutes out of the 5 minutes. And if we click OK, we'll get our results. And it'll show you that we scored 5 out of 5 points. So that was just a quick review of how to make 3 different types of questions that you can actually make in LMS that are automatically marked.